If you're an entrepreneur in business, then you will 100% suffer from this problem, and I also suffer from this problem. But when I unlocked it, it was a game changer. Now, you've probably heard of the 10x rule, and I'm not going to pretend that I created it because I certainly didn't. Obviously, it comes from Grant Cardone, and he has an amazing book on it, which I would advise you to read. But when I did read this book, it changed everything for me. Because as entrepreneurs, we're working hard, we're hustling, we're working 16, 18 hours a day, especially at the beginning of starting our businesses. However, sometimes we're heading in the wrong direction, or sometimes that effort just isn't enough. And it wasn't until I unlocked the 10x rule within my own business and my own mindset that I realized I wasn't actually doing enough. But when I started to put it into play, I started to see massive results. And that is the whole idea around it. Massive action equals massive results. So in brief, what is the 10x rule? Basically, whatever you think you need to do, you need to times it by 10, and that is what you need to do. So if you think that you need to put one post out on social media a day to get yourself out of obscurity and start making inroads in certain property fields or certain Facebook groups or wherever you are looking to market, really you should be putting 10 out. Similarly, if you think you need to be going on 5 viewings per week to get to where you need to be, the chances are you need to be doing something like 50. And this was where the game changer was for me, because 5 was my number. I thought if I could do 1 viewing per day, I would get enough property and I'd be able to move forward. After I read the book, after realizing that I wasn't acquiring as much as I wanted to, I then started to commit to trying to get 50 properties booked in my diary each and every week. Now, I'm not going to lie, that did not happen on a week-by-week basis. It's very difficult to try and get 50 in a diary for every single week. However, that attempt to get me to 50 led me to around 25 viewings per week. Those 25 viewings, on average, 3 or 4 would cancel before I would actually even get on the viewing because they'd already been rented or they'd already been sold. So it left me with about 20, 21 viewings per week that I was attending. From that, I would make offers on about 16, and from that, I was getting several deals per week out of. Now, this was a game changer. This is where things started to levy up, and this is where my action started to turn into massive results. And then from that, I built the portfolio, we created the cash flow, I gained a lot of experience, and it also then started to filter down into everything I started looking at. My mindset changed, so I would encourage you to change your mindset as well. Everything you sit down and do on a daily basis, think, what would happen if I 10x this? So come back to marketing. If you're doing 2 posts a week, what would happen if I did 20 posts a week? If I'm making 5 phone calls a day, what would happen if I made 50 phone calls a day to estate agents? 10x everything that you're doing, and by doing that, your activity levels go up and no doubt your results go up, because in this game, we are in the volume game. The only bit of advice I would advise is that you're not going down the wrong rabbit hole, which I see quite often, especially with entrepreneurs who are searching for all the answers and they don't really know how to do it. They end up doing 10x action on the wrong thing, which just multiplies the negative effect rather than the positive effect. So that is a bit of a caution and a side note that you should be careful and aware of. But in the main, if you're doing 10x action around all of the right focus areas and the positive elements of your business on a day-to-day, week-by-week basis, then I guarantee you where you are now, you will accelerate your results far quicker and you will exceed any expectations that you have right now of where your business could be. And I say this all the time. A lot of people will come to me and say, I'm looking to acquire a few properties this year. I tell them that they're underplaying that. They should be looking to acquire 1 to 2 units per month. And when they come into my circle and we work with them and I show them this 10x mindset as well as where they need to be focused in their activity, we start to get that 1 to 2 properties per month. They're not really doing anything crazy new. They're just focusing massive amounts of action in the right direction, and naturally it leads to massive results. If you're enjoying the videos and you've enjoyed this playlist, then please subscribe to the channel. We've got loads of awesome content planned for the future, and feel free to share it with any of your friends who are looking to get into this industry or they're looking for more service accommodation knowledge. See you in the next video.